Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Y'all, I just got some groceries and I was gonna do a grocery haul, but then I remembered that every time I do a grocery haul, I end up wandering all off in my mind and dragging us down rabbit holes. So I thought what I would do instead is, since many of my groceries are 0-point items anyway, that we could talk about my favorite 0-point items instead of doing just a plain old grocery haul. So let's do that. Y'all go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I will get my groceries organized. I'll get my list put together, and we'll talk about some 0-point foods. But you know what? Before we do all that, I need to clear up some things. Now, do not click off thinking, oh, she's about to lose her mind again talking about her 0-point conspiracy theory. I know, y'all, I told y'all that day I had lost my mind, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, in this video here, we talked about mistakes that we're finding in the Weight Watchers app on the points values of foods. And y'all, I still stand behind all of the, most of the information in that video. I did make a mistake and I said that salmon has points. I think what happened there was, I think that I probably bought some like frozen salmon fillets at like, I don't know, Sam's or Walmart or somewhere, and they had like some sugar in them or something, because I think I probably scanned some kind of salmon at some point and it had points, so I filed it away in my brain as having points. But we went on to talk about some honey salmon from either Sam's or Costco that at one point scanned 0 points, but now it has 5 points. So then I rolled that into some other stuff and came up with this big conspiracy theory that folks were lying to us about how many points were in our food. And thank y'all for talking me off the ledge. And I think that multiple people tried to explain this to me in different ways in comments, but one person finally broke it down, and y'all, I don't remember who it was, so if this was you, please claim this in the comments, because somebody finally broke it down to me and said, look, the store brand, like the, I don't know, the Maker's Mark brand, the Maker's Mark is a whiskey, whatever the store brands are, y'all see where my mind is. Whatever the store brands are, like the Costco brand or the Sam's Club brand, they have manufacturers that make that stuff and then they just slap their brand on it. And if one week it's, let's say it's Joe's Turkey that's making the turkey one week, and the next week it's Billy Bob's Turkey, well, it's still going to look like that same packaging, but the values are going to be a little bit different. And it's still going to scan the same, because to Sam's or Costco, it's still the same product, right? It still costs the same amount. It's still the same thing in their inventory. So that barcode is still the same. But to us, it can be vastly different. Now, the turkey is probably going to be either like 1 point or 0 points. So that's no big deal. But somebody went through and found packages of that honey salmon that some of them had what I was calling the wrong value. That was part of my conspiracy theory, that the wrong values were entered into the Weight Watchers app for that delicious honey smoked salmon that you can get. I think that might have been Costco, but I don't know, because the intern brings that home, so I don't know where it comes from. But anyway, one of them scans 0 points, and somebody went through and like found some of those at her big box store, and in that same, like at the same time, they had the salmon with the values that came up as 0 points. So the point to all of that, y'all, is that ain't nobody out there trying to make us fat, but and somebody else made this point in her very kind comments, trying to talk me off the ledge, that I was probably a little bit outside my mind with my theory, and I agree with that. But y'all, I could not make it make sense how these things were so very wrong. And it was exactly that they just changed the manufacturer without changing the labels. So sometimes it's 0 points, sometimes it's 3 points, sometimes it's 5 points. And my point to all of that is that maybe we can't just assume that from week to week the point values on the things are going to be the same. And if you need to watch your points closely and carefully, that maybe you need to check the nutritional values on these items, even though you use the same item week after week, especially if it's one of those big box stores. Like a lot of the stuff that I use, like the turkey from, I think it's Costco turkey that I use. The points values on those might change, or I don't know what it is. But yeah, so that's the point of all of that, is that if they change the manufacturer that they use, the nutritional values might change, and the point values might change. Now, if it's like flash frozen shrimp or just straight up like no sugar added, just plain old frozen salmon, then Bob's your uncle. It's never going to have points as long as they're not adding stuff to it. But it's the actual like processed stuff that we need to pay attention to. So y'all, thank you for talking me off the ledge, for talking sense into me about my conspiracy theory. And y'all, I love that we as a community can, and I mean, I'm kind of joking about my conspiracy theory because I knew I was acting a little bit crazy, but I also felt like there was something going on there. So y'all, thank you for helping me understand what that was. So now I know to pay attention to what it is I'm picking up. So enough of all that. Let me get up off here. Me get these groceries together because I want to talk about 0-point foods. And I need to do a workout because y'all, I got myself into a thing again. Y'all know I finished that 4-week. So I did the 4 weeks of What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger, which I still don't know the name of that. I keep thinking I know it, but I don't know it. It's the one with the boy trainer on Peloton. So I did that. Well, then I did the 4-week Crush Your Core. So then I'm like, well, now what do I do? So I decided I would do like a 1-week program. How hard can that be? And I picked Rebecca Kennedy's because she's the one that did the Crush Your Core, and I love her, even though sometimes she makes me cry. So now I'm doing a 5-week split, or a 5-day split. Again, how hard can that be, right? Work out for 5 days in a week. Y'all, it's hard. So it's 30-minute workouts. So you work out for 2 days, take a day off, and then work out for 3 days. Yeah, because that's 5 days. So no, work out for 3 days, take a day off, and work out for 2 days. So I'm on day 3. I think I might die because my entire body hurts. So I need to do that today. So let's talk about groceries. I'm going to do a workout, and then I'm going to cook a little something. I don't know what yet. Depends if I don't die working out. So let's get in the kitchen. Let's talk about these foods, and then I got to work out. All right, so I'll meet y'all in the kitchen. All right, y'all, let's do this. My top 10 0-point food items. Now I'm going to try to be organized. I have a list that I'm going to keep in front of me. I'm going to attempt to refer to my list. I have all the foods in order around my counter. So here we go. In no particular order, but starting with probably my number 1, eggs. Y'all, I eat eggs. I eat eggs all the time. I have boiled eggs. If I get down to like I'm peeling an egg and there's only 2 boiled eggs left in the house, I'm getting a little twitchy. I like to keep boiled eggs around because they're such a quick and easy go-to snack. And they're one that, this is going to sound crazy, but it's one that I'm willing to eat because, one, I like the taste of them, and they're just easy, right? You don't have to think about it. There's not a whole lot of preparation. You peel it, you eat it, you go, you're done. So boiled eggs, I will fry eggs and make a sandwich, which then that's no longer 0 points, but the egg part 0 points. So 2 or 3 eggs, depending on how hungry I am, sprinkle some fat-free cheese on it. I'm almost out of fat-free cheese. But sprinkle some, so I'd fry my eggs, sprinkle some fat-free cheese on there, on the Sara Lee Delightful bread, which is 1 point per slice. Use some of my no-fat ranch dip instead of mayonnaise. And y'all, that's a whole big fat sandwich for 2 points. Or throw some meat on there, throw some lunch meat turkey on there, which is gonna add 1 more point. So 3 points for a big old sandwich. So fried eggs, boiled eggs, scrambled eggs, y'all know my grits and scrambled eggs, absolute go-to meal. 3 eggs scrambled with fat-free cheese, throw it in some grits, and the eggs make that a bulky meal. And I think grits are 3 points. It's either 2 points or 3 points. I think it's 3 points per package for grits, but that's a big old meal for 3 points. So eggs, absolute go-to. And y'all know we make those egg muffins, right? You'd whip up some eggs and put like some shredded cheese and vegetables and maybe some ham or turkey in muffin tins. Pour scrambled eggs in there, and I just whip my eggs up, no milk, no nothing. Just whip them up, pour them in there, bake it at 350. It takes a while to bake. In my oven, it takes about maybe north of 20 minutes, maybe close to 25 minutes to bake. But then once they're done, you can freeze them, you can stick them in the fridge, and they last for a while. And those are great to keep around. So I try to keep those around all the time. So eggs are an absolute must-have staple. Salsa. 0 points. You can put it on all kinds of things. I do it on my tacos, burritos. Some people do it on eggs. I don't go quite that far, but I buy chunky salsa because it's still 0 points because the chunks are like onions and tomatoes and stuff, and it's more filling. So I'll eat, like if I want something like crunchy and salty and I want to have tortilla chips, I almost always have tortilla chips with salsa and that fat-free ranch dip because the ranch dip and the salsa bulk up the tortilla chips. So even if I'm getting some points with the tortilla chips, the salsa and the ranch dip are going to bulk it up. So it makes those points more worth it for me. So salsa all the time in the house. Item number 3 is meat. Y'all, I'm cheating. Get over it. So meat. There are lots of 0 point meats. Go on ahead and laugh. I know. Y'all knew I wasn't going to get by with just 10 items. Meat. So y'all know how I love ready to eat, buy it in the bag, get freaked out by the fact that it lasts for 2 months in the fridge, already cooked grilled chicken. Now I've said before that I try to keep away from buying the already cooked chicken because it's, I mean, not like so expensive, but it's a little bit expensive. So sometimes I'll just like cook chicken tenders in the air fryer or chop up a chicken breast, cook it in the air fryer, throw it in the fridge. Same, but this I just have from Walmart. This isn't, okay, it is expensive. I mean, for chicken it's expensive, but 0 points. Canned chicken. I have not tried this before, but y'all, some canned chicken, if you get the canned chicken that's just breast meat, 0 points. Other canned chicken is not 0 points, so just be careful. And if you buy the not 0 point chicken, or the not breast meat, like you get like other bits of chicken in your can, or probably if it's got like broth or something in it, just be aware of that and count your points. So just don't be surprised. We just don't like surprises, right? You don't want to be surprised on weigh-in day by things that like you think are 0 points that turn out not to be. So this I got at Walmart. I'm gonna try it. We'll see. So lots of people love canned chicken. So canned chicken. Tuna, 0 points. Y'all know we make, you know what I'm gonna do? Y'all, why do I keep trying to make new things live, like in real time with y'all? I don't know. My friend Cameron right now is cringing. Cam, I know. Buddy, I know. But I'm going to do it anyway. So let me slow down. Y'all know how we make our tuna salad, right? Drain your tuna and mix it with some kind of like bold mustard, right? I keep that like bold coarse ground mustard in the fridge. So tuna, mustard, fat-free ranch dip, dill pickle relish, mix it up. Sometimes I throw in an egg. I might not do that with this, but so I'm going to do that, but instead of tuna, I'm going to try the chicken. So let's just try it and see what we get. So let's get through all this. I'll work out, we'll make this, and we'll see what we get, y'all. Remember the last thing that we made together in real time? Was those awful, I know I keep talking about them, it's because I have PTSD from it. It was those muffins that I was like so excited because I found them on the Weight Watchers website, and instead of flour, you used, I literally just gagged, you use ground chickpeas. It was not nice. And I think it was either apple or banana. It was like mushed up something in there with them. It was not nice. But anyway, this is going to be good. So meat. I'm looking on my list to see if I'm forgetting. Oh, fish. We didn't even talk about fish. I'm not going to get frozen stuff out of the freezer because I'm already half freezing to death. But salmon, which I thought had points but doesn't. So praise Jesus for that. I've started buying Frozen plain old salmon fillets. So good, y'all. So salmon or tilapia, I keep those in the fridge or the freezer all the time now, and do them the same way. I just throw some tin foil on the grill, put a little bit of olive oil out there, thaw the, y'all, I cheat. I'm probably gonna end up killing myself with botulism doing this, but I thaw my fish, because it's in those like vacuum sealed packages, just thaw it in the sink in some warm water. Thaws in literally 15 minutes. So dinner planning takes no time at all. Thaw your fish, dry it, season it, throw it on the grill on some tin foil with some olive oil, let it cook for a few minutes, and it's done. You got dinner. So then, you know, I've always got leftover rice and black beans in the fridge. That's dinner done. So fish. And I'm not going to say all kinds of fish are 0 points, but lots of kinds of fish are 0 points, because I thought salmon wasn't 0 points. So maybe they all are. I don't know. But lots of fishes are 0 points. So meat, 0 point meat is on my list. So now you see how we're playing this game. Vegetables. Y'all, these are such an absolute game changer if you figure out how to add. So 4 and 5 on my list are fruits and vegetables. So vegetables, then fruits. If you figure out how to add fruits and vegetables to, like, if not every meal, many of your meals, every time you eat, try to work in a fruit, a vegetable, and a protein. Bob's your uncle, you ain't got time to be hungry. So let me start with my vegetables. Lettuce. I keep this, you can see this is brand new. This was in today's Walmart. This is one of those, I know I paid too much for this, but I don't care, because it's ready to go. It's cleaned, it's cut. All I have to do is rip off the cellophane, take out a piece, and shove it on a sandwich. There's no like cleaning the lettuce, like cutting it up, drying it, doing all those things. If you do that, and like you actually are disciplined enough to do that, and you use your lettuce, then God bless you, good for you. I don't. I know that half the time the lettuce is going to sit in my fridge and go bad because I'm not going to have the discipline to clean it and get it ready to use. So I just buy this, goes on my sandwich, and it's all good. And these I like to use sometimes as wraps. Like if I have, I don't know, leftover like taco meat or something, wrap it up in one of these, super good. So lettuce. I also have, and it's not in the package, but y'all have seen the spring mix. This is the one from Sam's. Anybody else use these? This is probably a gimmick that I have fallen for, and I don't even care, because in my mind I feel like my stuff lasts longer. But like in the green bags or the green like bowls that are supposed to keep stuff longer. So lettuce. I keep salad lettuce and sandwich lettuce. Coleslaw mix. I think I know what we're going to make in a little while, and I think we're going to use this coleslaw mix. And this is just shredded up cabbage, and it's got some carrots in it. That's another one of those, if I buy a head of cabbage, I know it's cheaper, except that it's going to go bad in my fridge, and it's going to smell like, well, y'all know what cabbage smells like when it goes bad. It's not pretty. So I'm going to use cabbage and some carrot sticks. Y'all, well, you know, like the shredded carrots. Y'all see what we're going to, y'all, if you've done it, you know what we're going to make, but don't spoil it for everybody else. Oh! Another meat we didn't talk about is ground turkey, 99% lean ground turkey. The reason I don't have any here, I forgot to buy it in my Walmart, but I have some in the freezer. 99% lean ground turkey is 0 points. So y'all, I use that all the time. I make meatballs with it. What I do, so this is kind of really not 0 points because I add breadcrumbs to it, but I'll take half a pound of ground turkey and add a tablespoon of breadcrumbs, which is 1 point for that whole half a pound of turkey, with an egg, season it up, put in a little bit of unsweet plain almond milk, mush it all together so it's kind of like meatloaf, and then make it into either meatballs, cook it in the air fryer, or patties, cook it in the air fryer. Really good. It's not even really a point for one patty, but like I count it as a point just to make sure, like I round everything up, but super good. But that ground turkey is 0 points. So back to my veggies. Coleslaw mix, shredded carrots, sliced carrots that I keep around, and I will eat sliced carrots with hummus and ranch dip, that fat-free ranch dip, all of that stuff together is 0 points. I'll eat that with a sandwich instead of potato chips. So filling, so good, so 0 points. You can have that for just a snack. Like I'll sit reading a book and because I like to snack when I read because I'm a snacker, and I'll sit and like snack just mindlessly. So either popcorn or carrots with hummus and ranch dip, so good. So carrots, cucumbers, go in salad, go on sandwiches, or another just snack. The internal eat cucumbers too, so I try to keep those around. Mushrooms, I cannot stand mushrooms. I feel like frogs do creepy things on mushrooms in the rain. That's why they're slimy. But I learned that from Louis Grizzard, by the way. Mushrooms, they are 0 points, and the intern likes these, is why I keep them. I don't just keep them because they're 0 points and I don't eat them. But I don't even know if they're good for you, but they're 0 points. The intern will eat them. I keep them around. So that's my vegetables. Onions, another great vegetables. I have bell peppers here somewhere, but I keep bell peppers, I keep onions. And y'all, I didn't go get cans out of the garage, but I keep corn. I have frozen corn and canned corn. I don't know why I have two kinds. I guess just sometimes you're in the mood for frozen corn, sometimes you're in the mood for canned corn. But I keep corn on hand, black-eyed peas and black beans all the time. They're 0 points, and black-eyed peas and corn, I feel like I can throw in just about anything, and obviously I eat my black beans with my rice. So all of those are 0 points. Rice is not. Rice is 3 points for half a cup, but I will eat 0 point meat, so like ground turkey or chicken or fish. I will take half a cup of rice, put black beans on it, so that's 3 points for rice, black beans, throw on some corn, throw some fish on the top. So filling, such a good meal. The only thing there that's any points is that 3 points for the half a cup of rice. So black beans, black-eyed peas, and corn, absolute staples. Each of those is 0 points. So that's my veggies. All the fruits, y'all. Oranges, I eat oranges just about every day. I eat a banana. My bananas are falling apart on me. I eat at least one banana every day. And hummus is a whole separate category, but I dip my bananas in chocolate hummus because it kind of bulks them up a bit, adds some protein. So bananas, oranges, apples, 0 points. I don't usually keep strawberries around, but y'all, I gotta tell y'all what I did. I don't know, can y'all see this? Hang on, let me see how my hummus is kind of flowing a little more than you would think hummus would. I know this isn't what we're talking about right now, and we were not going to go down rabbit holes, but I was making hummus the other day, and I was listening to a podcast. It was Theo Vaughn talking to somebody. I can't remember who he was talking to, but Jameis Winston, is that his name? The dude from Florida State? So good, y'all. That podcast is so good. Anyway, and obviously I'm not even a Florida State fan because I only halfway know the guy's name, but oh my gosh, it was so good. So I'm listening to that, making hummus, only like half paying attention to what I'm doing, measuring all my stuff, pouring in the milk. And as I'm pouring in the milk, I go, oh, that's too much. And I realize like as I'm doing it that I've like quadrupled the amount of milk that goes in the thing, and it comes out like cake batter. And I'm looking at the dogs like, well, I guess we just ruined that. But I'd already made it. And I had peeled my chickpeas. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to waste it. So I dip a banana in it and take a bite. Y'all, it is so good. So it's like a 0 point chocolate dip now instead of 0 point chocolate hummus. So I don't know that I would intentionally make it that way, but it's still good, and I'm still eating it. And the only reason I wouldn't intentionally make it that way is because I also dip my apples in it, and that's just messy. So I am going to eat it because I'm not going to waste food because everything is expensive now. But yet, y'all, I should probably start measuring my milk. And I bought strawberries to dip in there, which I don't usually keep fresh strawberries on hand because it's just so hard to find nice ones around here. But I got strawberries to dip in that. So strawberries. So fruit. That's my fruits. I also keep frozen fruit, which I'm not getting out of the freezer, but y'all know my frozen fruit that I keep on hand for my breakfast to go in my non-fat plain Greek yogurt, which brings us to item number next, which is non-fat plain Greek yogurt. Y'all, You can use this in so much stuff. Now, I eat it, like I don't just take a spoon and eat it straight out of the container, but I eat this every day for breakfast. I mix in frozen fruit that I allow to thaw, and I make overnight oats, which I use Greek yogurt with plain old oats, some monk fruit sweetener and vanilla, mix it up, and then mix it with a bunch of Greek yogurt and frozen fruit that's thawed out. And it's not, honestly, it's not as good as like the cups of like Dannon yogurt or something, but it's 0 points, except I pick up 1 point for the 2 tablespoons of oats that I put in it. And it's very filling, like very filling. So Greek yogurt, but y'all, you can mix this with so much stuff. You can use it as a thickener. I often use it in place of sour cream, and I make a non-fat ranch dip, which I keep talking about, and it's just non-fat plain Greek yogurt with powdered ranch dip, and then I season it a little bit with granulated garlic or granulated onion. So good. I dip vegetables in it. I use it in place of mayonnaise. I'll dip my tortilla chips in it. I use it on tacos, burritos. I use it, y'all, actually it's out here somewhere. I use this non-fat ranch dip, or this, sorry, 0 point, I mean it's no fat ranch dip, but this 0 point ranch dip on lots and lots and lots of things. So non-fat plain Greek yogurt, and I usually don't have this on hand, but I ordered some stuff from the regular grocery store for the intern, so I got myself some fat-free cottage cheese. Lots of folks use fat-free cottage cheese as like a thickening agent, just like they would use the non-fat plain Greek yogurt. I mean, obviously you can just eat it, but you can mix it in with stuff, whip it in with your scrambled eggs. You can add it to things to thicken them up just to give it a little more punch. This, I believe, y'all be careful, because I think at a certain point, this starts adding points. Non-fat plain Greek yogurt, I know you can go up to at least like 10 cups and it's still 0 points. This, I think, starts adding points significantly sooner than that. So be careful with this, but it's still fat-free and you can still get a bunch of it for 0 points. So non-fat plain Greek yogurt and fat-free, I don't know why I say non-fat plain Greek yogurt, not fat-free plain Greek yogurt, I don't know, and fat-free cottage cheese. Also, and we've talked about this, but it has to go on the list because it doesn't really count in any of my other categories, hummus. Y'all, I try to keep hummus on hand all the time, and I notice that if I don't have hummus on hand, let me say this, if I have hummus on hand, I will often make better choices. Like if I have, which I'm out of my plain hummus right now, and plain means like I make a hummus with sun-dried tomatoes or like a bell pepper hummus. So it's not really plain, but I call it plain because it's not chocolate. So I'm out of that right now, but I usually keep that on hand for dipping my carrots or like other veggies. So if I have that, then I will often choose to have carrots with a sandwich instead of tortilla chips or something else. But if I don't have that hummus, then I'm more likely to convince myself that, oh, it's okay, just grab a couple of tortilla chips and dip them in the 0 point ranch dip and you'll be fine. So having that hummus encourages me to make better choices. The chocolate hummus, y'all, I will eat lots of stuff dipped in chocolate hummus, or even just bananas. Like when I'm up early in the morning for work, I get hungry and I don't want to eat a big breakfast because I usually ride the Peloton bike for a couple of hours in the morning and I don't want to be super full when I go to ride. So I don't want to eat like a bunch of yogurt and fruit and other stuff, but I'll grab a banana with some hummus or a couple of boiled eggs or something. So if I have that hummus, then I'll grab a banana and eat that instead of like just skipping it and being hungry. So keeping hummus around encourages me to make better choices when it comes to snacking, and it's protein, so when I am having a snack, it bulks that up a little bit. And store-bought hummus has points, but my homemade hummus, y'all, I've run the points so many times, like run the recipes, and they are 0 points. All right, so I think I'm on number 8, and my number 8 on my list of 0 point things that I keep around is unsweet or like no sugar added applesauce. This you can just eat straight up out the container, which I do, or you can use it in place of stuff. Like we use this in those brownies, those little like 1 bite brownies that we make that are 1 point for a brownie that are really freaking good. Y'all, link a video where we made those here. We don't use butter or shortening or like whatever of those ingredients you would normally use in brownies. We use applesauce, and you can use that in lots of baking recipes as like a moisturizing, I don't know what you call it, moisturizing agent, bonding agent to hack out some points. So applesauce, I keep that around, and I try to keep around the little cups of applesauce because y'all, I shouldn't tell y'all this, but and I may have already told you this, but I try to keep like easy to eat little stuff around because sometimes the internal grab one of these, like I got cinnamon flavor and regular flavor, because sometimes the internal grab one of these out of the fridge and eat it. But y'all, he would know sooner than the man in the moon. Grab this, dip himself a bowl and eat some applesauce, or like, I mean, I'll eat this straight out the jar. The intern will not do that. But if I have these and he's peckish and looking around in the fridge, sometimes he'll be like, hey, can I grab one of those applesauces? So I know, I'm so wrong for that. It's like I'm talking about like, I don't know, baiting a squirrel or something. I don't know if y'all can see, but over there on the counter, my breakfast plate has some little like apple pieces on it. I do that too. I'll cut up an apple in the morning and I'll eat like half of it. And then I leave the other pieces there and just leave them sit there on my plate on the counter. And often the intern will walk by and just snack on it. But he would never cut himself up an apple or ask me to cut him up an apple. But if it's there, he'll eat it. So I try to leave these little like healthy traps around for him. I know, he's a grown-ass man. I need to stop doing that, but whatever, you do what you can do. So, applesauce. That was number 8. Number 9, popcorn. I didn't get the popcorn out because I'm down to like the last quarter of the thing and I would rattle it around and be super annoying, but I got my popcorn popper out. This is my like stick in the microwave popcorn popper thing. 0 points. I can eat as much popcorn as I want. Now, there are things you can shake on the popcorn to make it taste better, which I love plain popcorn. I don't add a thing in the world to my popcorn. Apparently some people think that plain popcorn tastes like cardboard. So there are like things you can shake on. There are sprays that you can use that like one serving is 0 points, but a serving is like 1/4 of a second, like of a spray. So be careful using any of those, anything that you add to your popcorn, but plain old popcorn all by itself is 0 points. And y'all, finally, my number 10 item is drinks. 0 point drinks for me are a biggie. You notice I always have something around to drink. I'm finishing up my black coffee for the day. I have my big old cup of water. I'm trying not to jingle. My big old cup of water. So 0 point drinks are a biggie for me because I don't want to drink my points. Now, with that being said, now that I've said, I'm trying not to rattle, like I'm so hyper aware of my rattliness, but it's not making me any less rattly. Be aware of the points that you're drinking. If you drink points, that's totally fine. Do you? But just be aware that, and we've talked about this before, if you're not being as successful as you think you should be based on what you're eating, think about what you're drinking. Are you possibly drinking points that you don't realize you're drinking? Most of what I drink all throughout the day is 0 points. I drink black coffee, I drink water, I keep these sparkling waters from Walmart around. There's they're kind of like the knockoff. I think Ice is like the real brand. These are the knockoff ones. And these are the ones that are flavored with, I think it's stevia, but they're like a natural sweetener. It's not artificial sweetener. There are ones that are flavored with artificial sweetened with artificial sweetener that are significantly cheaper. So if you have if you're not anti-artificial sweetener, which I kind of am, then you can get those and save yourself some money. But just be aware of what you're drinking. And if you like 0 point drinks, drink those. And y'all, just drink what? If you will drink water, just drink water. It is the best thing for you. So, all right, let me get off my soapbox. Let me put all this food away. Let me go do this workout. And I will come back and y'all, we are going to make, you know what? If you know, you know. And if you don't know, you'll figure it out when we get back. So let me go work out and I'll come back and we'll make some stuff.
monster inside of me. You better watch out if you ignite me's a road ahead of full prophecy. To be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me. And he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling the score. Never getting bored, loves the blood and gore. Always wanting more freedom from the source. They don't really understand until they feel the force departed. If you start shit, you'll be heartless in the darkness. Torn apart quick, you left scars ripped. You'll be chewed up and discarded. And this world ain't right, won't accept it. Negative energy, I expect it. Once it's in your mind, it's infectious. So fight for your life and reject it. You better give me space, I'm protective. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened. And if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
All right, y'all, that workout is over. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not sure how good that video is going to come out, so I don't know what y'all will have seen, but oh my word. So I told you the program, it's a 5-day split. So you work out for 3 days, take a day off, work out for 2 days, then you have a day off, and that's the end of your week. Well, they want you to do it, they being Rebecca Kennedy, says you should do it like 4 times, like for 4 weeks. And each time you do it, increase your resistance. So up your weights every time. And like, that's the plan for the thing. Oh, I'm sorry, what? And here's what's really frightening me about the whole thing is that I'm afraid that by the end of this thing, I'm going to be feeling all good. Like, oh, I'm all accomplished. I did this. I can do this again. And then I'm going to start it again next week. Anyway, let's make some chicken salad. So y'all, I don't know why I keep committing on camera to doing these sketchy things, and then I end up having to do these sketchy things, but now I'm about to make some chicken in a can for the first time ever in my life, live here with y'all. So we need to get a magic 8-ball so I can shake it and see, like, just ask it, is there a chance that Danielle will ever stop committing herself to doing sketchy things on camera? Like, all signs point to no. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just stalling. Let's do this. I'm going to open this can. Oh. Other than that floating pool of fat-looking stuff on top, it doesn't look bad. So I'm thinking I should drain this and rinse it, and then we'll make the stuff. So, all right, let me do that. Let me get this... Right? Yeah. Let me rinse it. Let me drain it and rinse it, or at least drain it. Yeah, I'm going to drain it and rinse it, and I'll be back. All right. I drained and rinsed the chicken, and I 100% rinsed it because, y'all, that was most definitely fat sitting on the top. So I was thinking, it looks like lovely, like really white chicken meat. And then I was like, that is suspiciously white chicken meat, but I'm not going to overthink this because... I told myself I have definitely eaten sketchier stuff than this because, y'all, there was a time, and I don't need to go back there in my mind, but there was definitely a time when I ate, you know those Vienna sausages that come in, I think do they come in a can or a jar? I definitely have eaten those like straight out of the container. And I'm not going to say that I drank the juice because I'm not sure that I remember that happening, but it would not surprise me if I drank the juice because I 100% definitely drink pickle juice, which I know is different because pickle juice is good, and I would drink pickle juice right now. But the fact that I drink pickle juice makes me think that I would have drank Vienna sausage juice at the time. So I don't know what possesses me to tell y'all these things, but... I say that to say that I'm not really all that prissy about what I eat. So I'm going to mix up this chicken salad and stop talking. All right, that looks mixed. Of course, I used my fat-free ranch dip and just some stone ground mustard. This is just the mustard I keep in the fridge. I buy it at Walmart. And let's give this a try. I'm just going to take a bite of it. You know what? It just looks like it needs salt. I'm not even going to try it before I put salt in it. I'm just going to add some salt. because it looks like it needs salt. All right, I am stalling. Let me taste this. Y'all, that was loud, sorry. The chicken's a tiny bit weird, but not really. Like, not really at all. Here's what I think. And I know y'all are probably all like, Danielle, we cook with canned chicken. Where have you been? I think you can 100% cook with this. It's not even bad. I'm going to throw that on some bread and eat it as a sandwich. That's good. And yeah, it's 0 points, right? Because it's the chicken and the no 0 point ranch dip and mustard. Bob's your uncle, that's good. I might throw some jalapeno peppers in there. That'd be really good. All right, that's done. Let's talk about what we're gonna make. I am gonna take some 99% lean turkey meat. I'm gonna brown a pound of it. And I'm gonna brown it almost all the way. It doesn't have to be all the way done because I'm gonna take that out of the pan and I'm gonna throw in some minced ginger and some garlic. Let that cook a little bit. And then throw in, I have this frozen onion and bell pepper mix in the freezer. And I don't love it, but I like it for a dish like this. So I'm gonna throw that in the pan, let it cook down with the ginger and garlic. Once that gets cooked down good, throw in some carrots with that, let that cook down. Once that cooks down good, I'm gonna throw in that shredded cabbage. Let that cook down. Throw in the turkey. Once the cabbage is sweated down good, I'm gonna let it cook down pretty well because the turkey's already cooked. So I'm gonna let that cabbage cook down, throw in the turkey, mix that up, and then while it's cooking, I'm gonna mix together some rice vinegar with some sesame oil and some soy sauce, equal parts. I'm gonna make about a tablespoon of each. Mix that together. Once everything's cooked down, mix in the turkey, pour that sauce on, mix it up. I'm gonna let it cook down a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and I'll come back and I'll show you what we get. We got some egg roll in a bowl, y'all. That's hot. Here's what I'm gonna do. I didn't show y'all these before. I was debating whether I should include this in my 0 point food pile haul thing or if I should save it, and I saved it for this, for a little surprise. Egg life wraps. Now, y'all, I really like these. They're 0 points. I think some of them are 1 point, like depending on which ones you get. The plain ones are definitely 0 points. Now, they're a little bit weird. I admit and acknowledge that they're a little bit weird, but like they're kind of, let me pull one off and show you. They're kind of like, well, they're whipped egg whites. So they're kind of like, you know, meringue. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take one and I'm gonna heat it up for about 10 seconds. They seriously can't take much more than about 10 seconds worth of heating up. And I'm gonna put on some oyster sauce, which is also 0 points, y'all. Now, oyster sauce, for definitely sure, if you use too much of it, will have points if you put on too much. But I know that 1 tablespoon is 0 points. And y'all, a tablespoon is kind of a lot of oyster sauce. So, oyster sauce, put on my generous portion of egg. Oh, that's gonna be a lot of egg roll in a bowl. And I'm about to take a bite of this, so it's gonna be a mess. But look how lovely that is. Now, I like the onion and pepper like mixed from the freezer in this. It's a lot of onions. So if you buy it, and it's, I think it's, well, when I bought that one, it was relatively economical. I don't know how much it costs now, but if you buy it, know that it's a lot of onions and a little bit of peppers, which is fine for this, and it saved me so much time. In the prep for this thing, I didn't have to like clean and cut up onions, or I didn't have to clean and cut up peppers and then dice up onions. It was already done for me. So it was well worth it for me for this dish, but I knew what I was getting. So I'm stalling not because I don't know how this is gonna be. I know that I like this very, very much, but I also know that it can be a little bit messy. So let's give this a shot. That's very good, y'all. And the recipe that I made makes a big old pot of egg roll in a bowl. So you can eat it straight out of a bowl. You can make wraps like this. You can make wraps and add more meat to them. You can use that as kind of like the topping on meat in your wraps if you want. The Egg Life wraps are very light. So if you wanted a little bit more substantial or a heavier dish, you could throw them on these carb balanced mission tacos, which do have points, but they are significantly fewer points than a regular, did I say tacos? Tortillas. They are significantly fewer points than a regular tort, and they're going to be a lot heavier and a lot bulkier than these whipped egg wraps. So speaking of wraps, y'all, that's going to be a wrap. See what I did there? But I really like this dish, the egg roll in a bowl. And that's another one of those, if I have it in the fridge, I'll throw it in a bowl, heat it up, and eat it either as a quick snack or as a meal. And it's 0 points, and it's pretty filling, especially if you have some other kind of meat to go along with it to bulk it up a bit. Very, very filling. So egg roll in a bowl. Y'all, those are all of my 0 point suggestions for today. Let us know in the comments, what are your 0 point go-tos? Do you use any of the ones that many of the ones that I use are just the standards, right? Are any of these new to you? And which ones do you use that I haven't mentioned? Let us know in the comments. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you've made it this far, we are most definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.